Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com, and you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
If you look at the broader picture, we sort of have the recipe for a soft landing.
Sort of have a recipe for a soft landing? Where'd you get that recipe? Are you nuts? It's unbelievable what these people say. Look at the yields on our bonds. They've gone in a very short time from 4.1, and right now we're at, the 10-year Treasury, we're at 3.2. That's a disaster. And if you're in the bond market and you bought bonds, you're getting killed, getting your face ripped off. I mean, the wheels are coming off the bond market. But that's one of the reasons why it was interesting. On Friday, when we had this 400-point rally, everybody was so, they're all giggly and happy, and there's going to be a parade on Wall Street and CNBC, and boy, this is it. The bottom's in. This couldn't be better. This shows they're not going to raise rates anymore. They're going to do one and they're done. What a bunch of crap. None of that's true. That 400-point rally was rigged, was manufactured. Let me explain. All right, we now have snapped our so-called 4-day winning streak. Everybody seems to be surprised. I don't get it. My gang, we're not surprised at all. If you recall, I said on Friday with the 400-point rally, I said it was a joke. I said, you kidding me? You got 400 points when after the PCE came out, it identifies that inflation, went from 4.7 to 4.6. The Fed's target's 2%. I mean, what a joke. 4.6 to 4.7, the PCE, that's a reason for a 400-point rally? What are you, nuts? That's insane. Here's what happened. We're finishing the first quarter of 2023, the first quarter. The first quarter is very important, very first quarter. It's so important because it sets the tone for or the bar for the balance of the year. So they got to have a good quarter because to get everybody excited. If you get a lousy first quarter, then it sets a very down tone. There's not much of a catalyst to move in and buy stocks, right? So the first quarter, here we go. We're coming to the end, and then we're in the last day of the month. Last day of the month before they start reporting. NASDAQ was up 17%. And of course, we know that because we're very heavy in the NASDAQ stocks. Gold stocks up 13% for the quarter. And we were heavy. Actually, most of our money's been in NASDAQ and gold and and shorting the bank stocks. But here's what happened. The S&P comes in at 6%. But wait a minute. The S&P was on a negative run rate for the quarter, but 7 stocks saved them. Tied to the S&P, you have Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, NVIDIA, and Tesla. You have 7 stocks, big tech stocks, tied to the S&P. And so it distorts that 6%. And what you need to look at, and I tell my gang all the time, always look at IWM, the Russell, because the IWM is the one that gives you the real deal, because IWM doesn't have a lot of tech stocks in it. And IWM, I've been showing them for the last couple of weeks as we've had this rally. I said, this rally's not going to last because IWM is the only one, the Russell, the only one that didn't break out through the 200 and the 50-day moving averages. Yet the other ones had, the Dow, S&P, and so forth. And I said, so that's the one you got to look at. That means this rally is not going to last. But it's lasting as long as people keep dumping their bonds and yields go down, and people are going to keep pushing money into tech stocks. So here we were, 17% NASDAQ, 6% on S&P, only because of the 7 tech stocks. And in the S&P banks, remember, the S&P banks, they have about 21 banks in that group, the S&P, 21 banks. The biggest banks, of course, are your big investment banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. Now, what was interesting is these banks, okay, were doing so terrible, and they're in the S&P, it was those 7 tech stocks that canceled out how bad the bank stocks were doing, and that's how we got to 6%. So when you look at the 6%, and I was listening to them this morning talking about the 6% in the S&P for the first quarter, they're all giddy. Are you nuts? The S&P is holding on by duct tape. If you take out those 7 tech stocks, you're negative. So there we are on Friday, this big 400-point rally. And they're juicing the 400-point rally, and I'll show you how in a minute. The NASDAQ's down. NASDAQ's up 17%. It should be there. The S&P 6% should not be there. And now the Dow 30. The Dow 30's been running negative for the last 3 months, negative. And the last day of the month, it was ready to report, right? Negative for the month. But guess what they did? The administration cannot let the Dow 30 come in negative for the first quarter. It would be a disaster for them. Not only does it set a very bad tone for the rest of the year, but it would prove that Biden and Powell's monetary policy sucks. It's not working, especially when we keep seeing our debt and deficits are increasing. So if the Dow came in negative, that would prove to everybody that their monetary policy, even though they're raising rates, is not working. So they can't let that happen. They can't let that happen. So what do? They bring in the plunger team. And they go and they get the plunger team and they get the fake business network together. The plunger team goes in, prints money called a stealth QE, gives that money to the banks. The banks go in and they start buying stocks. And that's how they got the Dow barely out of negative. We came in less than 0.5% to the upside. It was all rigged. So the one problem that people don't understand, these debt and deficits are so bad. They destroy our economy. And they won't stop spending. They won't stop borrowing. They won't stop raising the ceiling. this market is going to go down again. If we take that October low out, which we will, no question about it, we're going to go down. We'll have a total crash since let's say January 2022 of about 60%. 60%. So that 400-point rally on Friday was rigged. It was rigged by the plunger team going in and printing money, giving that money to the five biggest banks. The five biggest banks go in, they're buying stocks. They're buying stocks and index futures. That's how it went up 400 points. So they rigged the whole market that Friday. So don't let that, anything you hear about how great this market was, well, that's why you're seeing the market take a hit today, another hit. Because I am telling you, this market, that 400-point rally, it wasn't deserved. It was engineered. More when they get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on their show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership, or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com, and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Okay, Steve. Listen to this. This is the stuff that kills you right here. This is the garbage that kills you.
I'm looking at one of the most prominent CEOs in America today in his letter, his annual letter, Jamie Dimon. As I write this letter, the current crisis is not over. And even when it is behind us, there will be repercussions from it for years to come. Any crisis that damages Americans' trust in their banks damages all banks.
Unbelievable. You know, the amazing thing is, this could have been cured in 2021. Biden knew in 2021 that there was a major problem with the banks because when he took office, he had access to the 2020 stress test, and it was showing that the banks were in real trouble. And because, as I said before, the banks for 10 years weren't really making a lot of money because of zero rates. And so they went and bought these treasuries to try to make up the difference, get a little spread on them. Well, I mean, at that time, it said the banks were upside down by $400 billion. $400 billion, the banks were upside down. So he knew then, but he did nothing. Congress did nothing. People around him didn't do anything because they didn't care. They cared about one thing: print money as often as we can, borrow money as often as we can. We don't care about debt and deficits. We're going to use debt and deficits to grow our social network. We're going to use debt and deficits to grow our social programs, our welfare state. And that's exactly what they did. That Green Deal. And they even lied to us about that. Yellen, by accident, admitted it the other day. She slipped. She finally admitted that the Inflation Reduction Act was a total lie. It was a fake heading. There was no reduction of inflation. How can there be a reduction of inflation, for God's sakes? Inflation's still going up. But they threw on there, they wanted to mask there was going to be more social programs in their Green Deal. And they knew it wouldn't fly. But they lied to us. So you can't believe a thing these people tell you. Okay? Why would you be so lucky to think that Wall Street's going to tell you the truth if the administration doesn't tell you the truth. And when they say all this crap about Jamie, it's not over, and he's right, it's going to get worse. And then when you hear this,
they've sort of reduced the estimates so much. I mean, if you look at semiconductors, they've cut down a lot. If you look at tech companies, if you look at the average software company, for example, they significantly revised down their guidance. And now you have a scenario where inflation is easing. The Fed is sort of being forced to pause, and a lot of them have probably baked in the continuation.
That's a lie. Inflation's getting worse, not better. Inflation's going to go up. The banks are in such deep trouble. All they can do is keep printing and borrowing, because they're lying to us about the severity of the banks. They're making it sound, there's a handful. No, there isn't a handful. There's a bunch of banks that are in deep trouble. We haven't begun to see which ones, and they're masking them. Inflation's getting worse, but they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you the truth. So, again, the first quarter, it was a disaster. The only thing that worked in the first quarter was NASDAQ and the Qs. And gold. NASDAQ and gold. And that's where we were. That's where Phil's gang was. And we did very, very well. And the S&P, even though they had a 6% return, is bogus. Because if it wasn't for those 7 tech stocks, it would have been negative. The Dow came in 0.4. Not even 1%, not even 0.5%, right? They had to get it just above there. They didn't want to say it was negative. And how they do that? Again, the plunger team. Print money, go in and buy stocks. They always interfere in this free market. But none of that, you don't have to worry about any of that. If you understand how the market works, and you understand how the bond market works, especially the yields, and then you combine that, okay, with my Pro 2 color-coded chart, which for 10 days you can use, free, don't have to pay us. And those two tools together, you'll always be on the right side of your investment. You can't go wrong. But if you keep listening to these jibber-jabbers, you're always going to be wrong. You're always going to be wrong. It's the yields that give you the direction in which your stock market's going to go. Just like IWM, the small and mid-cap stocks, the Russell. IWM is truthful because we don't have tech stocks, okay, in IWM. Very few. So it doesn't get distorted. In IWM, and I showed my gang this, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I said, this is very bad for us. This is telling us the market is going to go down even further. Going down any further, because while the other two, the S&P and the NASDAQ, were breaking above the 50 and 200 moving average, IWM wasn't. It was going down. So the biggest problem we have, okay, is Congress is not willing to do what they're supposed to do to stop inflation. Inflation's a very tough thing to get rid of. They make it sound like it's a toothache. Inflation's horrible to get rid of. Especially inflation over 10 years. That's a disaster. How the hell do you get inflation down over 10 years? Because you want to know what the biggest problem with over 10 years? The biggest problem you got in 10 years, not that the fact that we kept interest rates too low for too long. That itself is really, really bad. But there's another major reason why this is a disaster. And when we get back, we'll talk about that, okay? Listen, please keep your eye on IWM. That's going to tell you which direction this market's going to go.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. What are you, nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what? 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay. The reason inflation is going to get worse, because, and this is not political, Republican, Democrat, I'm independent, because the administration doesn't give a damn about inflation. What they care about is the socialist programs they can get through. We've seen that. It's proof. I'm not just making it up. Look at all the programs that they put through. And it was total social stuff. I mean, it was unbelievable what they put through. Ski areas, I won't get into it. So they don't give a damn. Their whole being is they want to keep the border open so they get more Democrats voting. Everybody will sign up as a Democrat that comes across the border. And they keep wanting to give stuff away, keep giving stuff away. They don't care about the inflation. Doesn't matter to them. One, it helps them with their deficits. It helps them, with the national debt. Because the more inflation, the dollar gets slaughtered, and because their debt to China and everywhere else is in dollars, the more the dollar goes down, the more their debt goes down. But you don't run a ship like that. That's insane. That's like somebody owns a little store, and every night he cashes up and he's short $1. And he puts $1 out of his pocket into the cash register and says, figure out, why am I short $1? It's the same thing. They don't care. But you can take advantage of it as long as you know that. And what tells you that? What tells you that they don't care? Your bond market. See, the one thing they never talk, they always talk stocks. Well, stocks are useless without the bond market. And they never want to educate you about the bond market because you wouldn't need them. Because the bond market tells you when to buy a stock, when to sell a stock, when the market's going to go down, when the market's going to go up. It's the best thing in the world next to my Pro 2 color-coded charts. Oh, there he is. He's trying to sell this chart. Yes, I am. Because there's nothing more powerful than putting together the bond market, watching the yields, and the color-coded chart that watches the flow of money. And for 10 days, you could have that free, for God's sakes. And if you don't stay with us after 10 days, you will have learned at least how the bond market works. I say this all the time, but people don't want to listen. Now, it's very hard to fight inflation. This is not going to be like the last time. Everyone, this is going to be like the last. No, it's not. Because here's the difference. For 13 years, what has been driving this inflation? The primary driver, this time, is rising food prices, housing costs. Those two are big. And you can't fix that by raising rates. You can't fix that. And this has gotten real bad because it's been going on over 13 years. In other words, over 13 years, wages have been going up to fight the inflation that's going up for 13 years. So we got 13 years of wage increases that is built into this inflation. How do you get rid of that? When somebody tells you inflation is going to go down, no, it's not. It's going to go up. And the problem with these dopes, they should be raising interest rates to 10% to fight it. But here's what's going on because they're not doing that. See, they think you're stupid. They think I'm stupid. They do. The administration, the guys on CNBC, the guys on Fox Business, they think we're pretty stupid. They really do. But see, we're losing faith. Once Main Street starts losing faith in the markets, starts losing faith in the economy, you can't fight that. You can't fight that. Inflation becomes more aggressive. The worst thing, when people realize, you know what? They're not fighting this inflation. Things aren't getting better for me. They're not fighting it. And many, many people are starting to realize, what's going on here? How come I keep going backwards? So that's why you keep looking at your bond market and yields are going down. Yields are going down. No matter what they tell you, when you hear this kind of crap, okay, when you hear this kind of crap here, this is amazing.
It's just a wonderful world we're living in.
What a dope. I mean, remember all this crap that was going on right before the crash? I mean, everything's great. Everything's wonderful, right? Unbelievable.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's the lesson you need to learn, right there. Your broker don't give a damn about you. What does he care? And think about this: when you go to buy a stock through your broker, he's marking it up to you. You're buying it retail, for God's sakes. That's like going down to Macy's, get a suit for $200, put out in front of the store with a sign, $400. So I was going to say, was he nuts? But people buy stocks every day that are marked up. The minute they got into the discount brokerage, the purity of the stock market, it was gone. Once it became discount broker, when they were making $200 a trade off of you, $300 a trade in some cases, they were making money, and they worked hard for you. They were like your doctor, your accountant. They worked hard for you, right? But as soon as they went to discount broker, it destroyed the entire stock market. If you didn't change. The market has never changed. When the discount brokerage came, nobody changed on how they invest. It's still the same crap. The 401k is still the same crap. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. 401ks don't work. How you doing with your 401k? So as soon as they got to discount brokerage, nobody cared about you anymore. It was the front desk saying to their salespeople, who they call brokers, "Okay, today we're gonna push this stock. Now let's get my friend over at CNBC to talk about it." So where do you go get the truth? Go to the bond market. You see the bond yields starting to go up. Let's say the bond yields start turning around and start going up. Everybody's going to dump their tech stocks, and you're going to know well in advance. If you're with us, you will. And you start shorting your tech stocks, you go and you start buying your bank stocks. And stay with the same group of stocks. You'll increase your profits your wins, I should say, by 50% by just staying in the same groups. If you just stay with your gold, you stay with your tech stocks, you stay with your airline stocks, your tech stocks, your gold, those are two big ones right there, and your banks, and then oil. If you stay just in those four, they're pure. Why are they pure? Because when the bond yields go down, three of those are going to go up. When bond yields go up, one's going to go down, the airlines. It's pure. But if you go in and you start looking at consumer discretionary stocks, right? All of a sudden, they tell you to start buying, Coca-Cola and buy Johnson & Johnson and buy all these different stocks that people need, right? Because you don't worry, if you go in and buy all the different stocks that people need in bad times, you're going to make money. No, you're not. Because the problem with those stocks, most of them do well in good times as well as bad times, but not your gold. Not your tech stocks, not your bank stocks. Oh, I shouldn't say bank. Yeah, they do good in both. They only do good when interest rates are going up, right? And this inflation is not going to stop. So if you would just take your time, join us for at least 10 days. You don't have to pay for it. At least understand the bond market and the color-coded chart. You'll be fine.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The state of our economy is strong.
The economy is remaining strong.
I don't know where people think things are bad if everybody says things are so amazing. To me, we have the strongest economy perhaps I have ever seen.
Isn't that amazing? And they all knew what I knew. That was not true. And They were positioning themselves for this market to drop in November of 2022. It was over in November 2022. The crashes started to come 2018, 2020. Remember, I warned you on 2018 it was over. But it takes time. Everything takes time. Because it's not like a speedboat. This is like turning to Queen Mary. You can't believe a thing they're telling you because they have their own agenda. You can be an excellent investor if you just learn how the market works. So I told you, if you just, like, for example, what I like about being in like Citigroup. Now, we shorted Citi because what was going on? We knew that people were selling their bonds. That means the yield was going down. That's very bad for banks. So we started early. We watched them. We watched the banks. So then we started to short Citi because the yield was going down. I don't listen to anything these dopes tell me. The yield was going down. Then I look at my color-coded chart. Started turning red. It backed it up. Turned red. 22%. Now, I'm not saying every gang member made 22%. What I'm telling you, if every gang member did what we taught them, they'd be up 22% if they use, again, learn how to use the color-coded chart and learn how to use the bond market. My point is, we're good at the banks because we stay in the banks all the time. We make money when they go up. We make money when they go down. I don't care about Coca-Cola. I don't care about Johnson & Johnson. I don't care about insurance companies. I don't care about healthcare companies. I don't care about brokerage. I could care less about any of them. You're not going to make money there. And unfortunately, all that crap's in your 401k. But if you just did one group, if you just stayed with Citi all year, or the banks all year, stayed with the banks. In my group, we have the 5 biggest investment banks. We don't go outside the 5 biggest investment banks. Why? It's simple, because that's where all the money goes. I want to be where the money's going. The institutional money's going, not where tourists are going. So that's what we did with Citi. So we're going to. So when we're going to have a big short covering in the banks, it's going to go up, and then it's going to turn around and make a new low. But we'll catch that short covering. We'll make it on the way down. Now, that's Citi. Apple, we were in it twice. We had 2 trades. We got in on January 27th, and we got out on February 15th. That was about 22% return. And then we got in again on March 16th, and we got out, and we're still in it. So we got about a 40% gain in those 2 trades. But see, it wasn't hard because we knew when more and more people were getting discouraged because they just don't see anything changing. Things not getting better for them. And the bond, people all that run to the bond market for safety, they're hurting. They're getting screwed every day. So they're selling their bonds. And that's a good thing because we know by staying with the 5, we always stay with Apple. We always stay with Microsoft. And we stay with NVIDIA. And then we switch back and forth with Netflix, Microsoft, Google. And so Apple, we're up about 40%. Gold, we're always in gold. We're up about 20% in gold. See, the way to make money is you got to be way ahead of it. You got to get in you got to start, if you stay with the same stocks and the same group, you're always going to do well because you're going to get ahead of it. You're going to be in front of it. Because you have to be very, very patient. It's like playing chess. You ask my members how many months I said to them, we are going to make a boatload of money in gold because the dollar is going to get crushed. The dollar is getting worse and worse. So when you hear the market's ready to turn around, oh yeah, really? They feed you all that crap because all these people don't make a living unless you're investing your money through these brokerage houses. And there's some very nice people. Okay, and I'm not just saying that. There's one on my floor right down the hall. They throw rocks at me when I go by. No, the nicest group of people, good people. But they're all trained the same thing. Someone's going to tell them what group of stocks they got to sell. And if they sell so many stocks, This week, somebody will get a ticket to the World Series, or all that kind of crap goes on. And most people are scared to do this on their own. Well, you're not on your own if you understand how the bond market works, the yields work, and you get a chart like ours that's color-coded that tells you money's going in or money's not going in. So my point of all this is trying to convince you that if you stay with your banks and you stay with your gold and you stay with your tech stock and you stay with your oil stocks, if that's all you were in, and every day that's all you're in, it's going to be so smooth for you that you buy them when they're going up, and you're going to sell them short on the way down. The biggest problem is you can't convince people to sell short. The biggest, you can't. That's why everybody loses money in a 401k. Look at your 401k; it's a disaster because they even set it up so you can't short it. I don't know why they set it up not to short it. The biggest deal with 401ks, the biggest scam there that they won with is they're going to match you. They're going to match you, right? They're going to match you. If it wasn't for the match, nobody'd be in a 401k. That's how they sucked everybody in a 401k. Now, going back to again, we stay with 6 stocks all year. Now, we do bonus stocks, of course. We do bonus stocks. But I swear to you, if you join our gang, you just do exactly what we do every day. And just stay with those groups. Don't go off the reservation and run and buy some hot new car stock or some damn thing. You're going to do just fine. As a matter of fact, you know what? You're going to love markets like this. Because when they're really bad, they're bad for a long time. You just sit there with your position and just keep making money. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Same thing when they're really good, they're good for a long time. Look at 13 years they kept pushing this market up, destroying our country. Yeah, remember, to push this market up 1,200%, they decided to destroy our country. Obama, who they're going to put a statue in every city of Obama and with a halo around his head, destroyed this country more than anybody. When he got into office, what he did was just terrible. Again, social programs. Look, all you want to know if the yields are starting to go up, yields go up, stay with those banks. Never mind insurance companies. Never mind brokerage companies. Never mind health care. All that crap's in your 401k. Just stay with your banks. When yields are going down, oh my God, don't go anywhere. Just stay with Apple and Microsoft and the Qs. Or if you want to exchange NVIDIA, just pick 3 of those. Stay in the Qs and pick maybe NVIDIA, Apple, 2 more. That's all. That's what I do. So I'm in the Qs, I'm in Apple, and I'm always in and out of NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google, and Meta. So you know if yields are, and here's the beautiful thing, if the yields are going down in the bond market, people are selling their bonds. They always sell their bonds. It's unbelievable how they sell those bonds. You know you're definitely going to make money on the tech stocks. The banks, all of a sudden you start seeing yields going up. You're going to start buying the banks. You're not going, and on lower yields, stay away from restaurants and travel and automakers and home electronics like AMD and yeah, you can buy McDonald's if you want and Nike and all that crap. But I'm telling you, we're going to continue to have deficits and debt, because the guy that's in the White House, he doesn't give a damn about deficits or debt. If he did, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing now. And I mean, and you just go look at how we got here. It proves he doesn't care. Just look at the timeline. He got us in such a mess starting in January 2021. Remember, he was aware in 2014 the banks were making a profit. He's aware the FDIC could not cover the 19 trillion deposits. He was aware that he was going to do the American Rescue Plan that screwed us. See you on the chart. Join my gang. Go to philsgang.com where it says get started.
With your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.